Hi, I'm Cheryl-Lynn Freeman and I'm the CEO of Mzansi Business Services. Welcome to the course where we're talking about business sustainability. It seems to be the buzzword as we see the pandemic and so many other things that we've been faced with in this year. So I really want you to consider what I'm saying, and hopefully you can at least, even if it's just one gem that you take away from it. We're going to be covering topics such as visibility, keeping your house in order, that's looking at administration and compliance, and then looking at payment, pricing and promotion, looking at client care, as well as what I like to call staying on top of your game. Let's first look at visibility, right? One of the things I like to do is follow Instagram, and there was this one guy, he was talking about how a female can get noticed by a guy. One of the things that he said that she needs to do is to consistently update her social media and be out there doing things, being active. And the more people see you are active, they form an impression about you based on the story that you tell them and share with them on social media. And you know what, that's exactly the same with your business. People need to know who you are. That's the advantage that we have of social media. Before you go on a date with someone, you are able to get to know them. You are able to get to know what are the kind of things they like, maybe even what's in their head. Sometimes it's just crazy, but sometimes you do get to know the person and you get to know what are their likes, dislikes. You can see if someone's always outdoors in the woods, you better get yourself fit, brother, if that is the kind of girl you want to go after. Or if you see someone's eating a lot, then you better know that she's got a bit of meat on her, and if that is what you like, then drink a cup of coffee if you like the cup of coffee. So for your business, it is very important that you put yourself out there, and this is a great weakness that small businesses have, and more so in the time of social distancing. We need to show online presence, and I myself am sitting here and I'm so guilty of it. Rumor has it, supposed to be part of the millennials group, because yes, that is my age. I'm still there. Not age, I won't tell you the age, but I'm still there. So I'm supposed to do that for my business. However, as an accountant, when I started my business full-time, so I started my business part-time, and how I went about my business is that I worked as a financial manager for various places, and then I offered bookkeeping services part-time. And the first advertisement that I did for my business was actually on Gumtree. And can you believe it? Those very same, I tell you, all the clients that I got in Gumtree, I still have them today. So since I started part-time in 2011, I still have those very same clients with me today. So if all else fails, try Gumtree, some MasterCard, but in this case, try Gumtree. If you have no clue what to do with websites and Facebook and all these other things, try Gumtree, and then you just share that link with people and you are good to go. So one of the things that I have recently done, the end of last year, I created a Facebook page. So the one tip that or gem that I received from someone that I would call more ninja, she was like a social media ninja, is to choose the platform, the social media platform that you want to dominate on. So I use Facebook. I know a lot of people engage with Facebook. I get a lot of business from Facebook. People are messaging me all the time on Facebook. I engage in groups. I make comments. People are familiar with me. They know who I am. They know what I do. So it's important that you also engage in groups and that you can create some sort of Facebook page for your business. People want to Google. They Google everything. Absolutely. Auntie, uncle Google, whoever you want to call him, you can Google anything, and be rest assured that someone is going to try and Google your business to see if there's some credibility to it. Even when I applied to someone that I wanted to get a service from, and before I even spoke to them, they said, oh, I already Googled you on Facebook. Well, I already googled you and I've gotten familiar with your business and with what you do, and this is what we can offer. So we live in a world that is, a lot of businesses is online. So you need to get online in some way, in some form, and you can do it right from your mobile phone. You don't have to go now and find and hire a web developer and all of that. I went through that exercise. I went through the exercise of getting a web developer, explaining them what I wanted, and then they went back, they used a platform that I was unfamiliar with without teaching me how to use it, to the point that I just elected to use a drag and drop platform called Wix.com. It's one of the easiest platforms that I've used. I've paid about up to 300 Rand a month in subscription to get it on, but I can tell you it's so worth it in terms of just adding credibility to what you are doing. Abandon mission when it comes to using your Gmail account. Please try and use a custom domain name. It's going to cost you at least 100 Rand or even 50 Rand if there's sales and Cyber Monday sales and that kind of thing going on, where you can buy your registration name. Even through CRPC, it is 53 Rand to be able to get your domain registration. And the domain name or the website address is usually linked to your service or business. An example, the name of my business is Mzansi Business Services. So I've just shortened it to make it easier for people to find me. So it's mzansibiz.co.za. And you just come across much more professional than trying to have sexybeast101@gmail.com and they find out that you are a plumber, you know? It just comes across as unprofessional. So rather try and use a domain or website address where you can. Try and use and target Facebook groups that are specific to your client or target market or your niche, and all you have to do is make comments. One of my area of speciality is non-profits, and I joined the SA non-profit group, MBO group, and what I did is I just started commenting, and as I started commenting, people actually started inviting me to events to even speak at the events because they got familiar with who I am. There are also different designing platforms that you can use. I can tell you that I use canva.com for all my flyers, for my Facebook covers that I create. It's so easy to use. There's so many different templates. The free version of it is even enough for your business. Make sure that you also have a logo for your particular business. Right now, I know there are a lot of people, a lot of digital marketers that are offering different service offerings to try and help small businesses in this struggling economy. So please try and get in touch with them if it's something you can't do on your own. But do be intentional, especially about the colors and things like that. I had someone that designed the logo for me, but the color of the logo was red. And I'm an accountant, so it was red, yellow, and orange. And if you think about the kind of brands that are associated with that, it's more sort of your low priced, high quantity type of brands that are associated with the reds, or it's bold and dangerous and all of that. And I am an accountant. You need to feel that you want to be like I don't know if you've watched like those hugging bears that have that light shine out of them. You want to feel that you can hug me, maybe not now, but you want to feel that you can hug me and that you can trust me with your finances. So I had to be very meticulous about the colors that I use. So I used black, I used white, and I used green. And I specifically use green obviously because it relates back to money, but it also relates back to growth. I am passionate about empowerment, and that is the colors that I used. So research a little bit, just Google the meaning of colors and see how that can relate back to the type of business that you have and the vision and the mission that you have for that particular business. There's so many opportunities to go online. Please try and utilize it as much as possible. And also don't be guilty of the white elephant. Don't be guilty of setting up something and then just leaving it updated from 19 whatever up to now and not. That's one of the things a lot of people are guilty of when they publish a website, is that they do not make sure that they are actually updating it regularly. Make sure it's something you can even do from your mobile phone. That's what I love about Wix.com. Even if someone messages me online on the website, I'm able to get it on my app. I'm able to get notifications for visitors that come to the site and all of that. So choose a platform that's going to be easy for you, explore it. Even if you take a Google page is something good to have, because all you have to put on there is a description of your business, 1 or 2 photos, put your hours that you are working. Even if you are working online and you're not able to do interaction face to face, online, then they will also be able to know that these are your specific trading times, so that they won't try and contact you after hours on your number, but they will rather email you. You can also add your list of service offerings that you have. You're more than welcome to go and check out Mzansi Biz, my Facebook page, and then be able to try and use that as some sort of example. Looking at the second area, please get your house in order, get your ducks in a row. You cannot apply for funding if you don't have standard things. I can tell you right now. If you don't have your management account, so if you don't have your financial records updated, then it is a problem. If you're not registered for income tax, to be able to get a tax clearance or a good standing letter. So be meticulous about getting those things. I know it's not sexy. Administration is not a sexy job, and a lot of entrepreneurs try and run away from it. But it's going to be to your advantage when you start seeing the money in your bank account, because you've had your ducks in a row and you're able to access the funding that is available to it. Unfortunately, government needs to put some sort of red tape on funding accessibility, because otherwise every Tom, Dick and Harry is going to apply for that funding, and that is what they're trying to stop. They also want to make sure that you are serious about your business for any other person to invest in it as well. Remember, if you've got a registered business, one of the things that you are going to have to do as a business is make sure that all your CIPC annual returns are submitted. And this also impacts on your SARS status. It can indicate it's dormant and you can't submit any returns, you can't get any tax clearance certificates for your loans or whatever you are, or your overdraft that you are applying for. So make sure that that is in order if you are using an accountant for that. Otherwise, you can either use 2 platforms. You can use cipc.gov.za, or you can use bizportal.gov.za and register yourself if you are the listed director for the company. And there are various services, including viewing your business profile. I know some struggle to find their income tax number or not knowing if they're registered or not. If you view your business profile on Biz Portal, then you can actually go to the other details on your business profile, and there you'll be able to see the income tax number, and to see if you're registered for UIF, you'll be able to see that number on there, and if you are registered for workers' compensation, you'll be able to see that number on there. Also, another thing that I find small businesses miss is to have a SARS e-filing account. So register yourself. You can do it from your mobile phone. You can download the SARS e-filing mobile app, and you can register, and you can literally almost submit your tax return, make a payment arrangement, view your statement of account for your tax, review your tax compliance status, all from your mobile phone. Another thing that myself as an accountant struggle with the clients, the small business clients that I deal with, is that they have to get hard copies of their bank statement. I remember one client had to go to the bank and pay almost 2,000 Rand to get 2 years of bank statements. When you set up the account, or even now, try and find out who your business banker is, or just call business banking and ask them to set it up so it automatically emails the bank statements to you, so you don't have to think twice. And if you can send it to a second person, that would be better, because then you can send it to yourself and you can send it to your accountant or your bookkeeper. Also, try as best as you can. It's a principle that some rich people advise, is to draw salary for yourself. You've got a personal budget that you have to meet as an entrepreneur, besides your operational costs, paying staff, and you need to feel that you are rewarding yourself in some way. So think about it, set up a personal budget for yourself, and you know, okay, I'm working towards 10,000, 15,000 a month. I have to pay the school fees, I have to pay for the car, I have to cover the bond, I have to pay for groceries, transport, that kind of thing. So it's important to set those targets for yourself, and it also helps you to keep track of your salary, because at the end of the day, you might apply for a bond to secure property. I've had situations like that where the client has not really kept track of their payments and things like that, and I've had to help them to try and establish what the estimate is for their salary so that they can then apply and qualify for financing with regards to that. If you do have a business plan, people think that this is this magic document and I'm going to take over the world with it. Not actually. If you do not utilize that business plan, you can pay up to 4,000, 5,000, even 10,000 Rand for a business plan. A business plan is a blueprint for your business. It's an action plan with different areas. What are you going to do with regards to your marketing? Who's going to manage the business? How are you going to do your sales distribution? What are the type of services or products that you offer? All of those things. What is the monthly cost? What are the expected sales, your targets that you're getting in the business? These are all sort of action points or goals that you are setting for yourself as you run the business. So please don't make that business plan a white elephant. Utilize it, work it for your business, and not only use it only when you are applying for financing. Another thing is, I know that a lot of you have a very good relationship with Excel, and it might have gone on for years, but you know what? Cloud-based systems are available. If you are banking with F&B, they have something called F&B Instant Accounting and Payroll. For a few employees that you have, you can manage the payroll system free of charge if you've got internet banking through F&B. And the accounting system is the full Monty. So from your quotation to your invoices to your transactions, it's got everything on there, and almost everything, every financial statement that you can think of, budget reports, assets, everything is on your F&B Instant Accounting. So don't waste money on subscriptions. If you are banking with F&B as a business, you are able to utilize that for your business. You are able to invoice from the system as well. And it's important so that you know who needs to pay you. Another key area that I want to speak about are 3 P's. It's pricing, promotions, and payment. And I know this is an area that we struggle with. If you don't have a formalized quotation or invoice system and you're just sharing prices on WhatsApp or on Facebook, and you don't formalize that where you can access a system to be able to see what have I quoted, to be able to go back to those specific people and follow up. People are not always going to say immediately yes to you. You have to build relationship with potential clients and with current clients. And then you also want to make sure that you've got an effective follow-up system with regards to invoicing. So it is important that you have some sort of system to know, okay, I've got 20 grand outstanding from 5 of my clients, and then to be able to invoice them at least a week before month end, or whenever you think your clients make their highest income, or whatever else that you've arranged with them, that you'll be able to use a proper billing system that's going to effectively help you. Wave accounting is another brilliant system that I use for my clients. I used it for my own business for a long time. So that is a mobile app that you can invoice from your phone. You can send receipts from your phone. Do look out for that Wave accounting course to be able to give you an overview of how it works. But if that is what you want to do in basic bookkeeping, it is a brilliant system, free online accounting system that you can use for your business. Just a few tips based on my experience when it comes to payment. Make sure that you effectively communicate what your payment terms are. Don't make it awkward. Now you're providing the product or providing the service, then you want to tell the person what the price is. I don't like that. I don't like walking into a store, I see something I like, or I see a few items I like, and each time I have to engage with a sales agent or the salesperson in the store to ask them what's the price of this, what's the price of that. It gets exhausting, and that's the kind of store that I will just walk out of. Business is something that you conduct with integrity. It is something that you have to be straightforward about. I know money can be a sensitive topic, but that is the whole point why someone comes to you, is to engage with you, to provide a service or a product that they will pay money for. So be very strict on your payment terms. I can tell you one of the payment terms that I implemented is that you either have to, for registrations that you come to me for, as you're gonna have to pay the full payment on that, because I also have costs that I have to incur for that, or you have to provide 50% upfront, and then you would know you also have a commitment as a client from your side to be able to stick to it. You don't easily change your mind about that. One thing that you wouldn't want to do in your business is compromise your reputation through providing poor quality. So don't sacrifice poor quality for profit. People are going to notice that, and it's going to spoil your reputation. People are not going to give you the feedback. They're just not going to come back to you at all. Don't just barely make it. Review your prices that you have. At the beginning, I had very low prices that I set, but I couldn't cope with it because I had this high quantity in terms of requests from people, but I found myself having to put more efforts into it than what I wanted to, and the amounts people were paying was not even worth even an hour of my time that I was charging, and I spent several hours, even days, with some of the queries that were coming up. Try and have promotions or deals at certain times in the month. If you look at the middle of the month, usually it's a quiet month, so look at promotions and things that you can do around that time. You know, when Black Friday and that kind of thing comes up, or special events, try and utilize that to be able to promote your business. Offer something. If you've got a service or you're an expert or professional, offer something free or at low cost that would be used as a teaser to be able to draw them. If you think about it, if you go to the supermarket, Pick n Pay has milk and bread and the essentials, and that is the reason why you go to it. But that is not always what you walk out with. That is just a teaser to be able to get you into the store, and by the time you get to an aisle, you've got at least one chocolate. I guarantee you, you will at least have one chocolate in your hand before you get to the till, aside from the bread and the milk and everything else. Also, like I said, with the social media, offer free advice that allows you for people to get familiar with who you are and add credibility, so that when it comes to financial transactions, they are able to trust you better with that. Also, I believe in giving back, so where you are able, don't go beyond your means, but as a business, you expect people to help you. Know when your clients are in distress, or if there's certain advice that you can provide your clients to be able to add value. And that's what it's about. If you're going to increase your prices, know what exactly you are doing. Another area that I want to speak about in terms of looking at business sustainability is client care. We have this tendency as small business owners to want to almost, if I could say, seduce new clients and focus so much time on them, and then we neglect those clients that have been faithful to us. So don't forget your old clients. Try and contact them, try and stay in touch with them as much as you can. There's a saying that goes that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you can develop the skill of being a good listener with your clients, you will make money. People will come back to you. You might have maybe fights, pull out a hair strand or two there. That's just the way business goes. But if you guys can come back together and continue to do business, that means that they have confidence that you know what you are doing, that they trust you, and that's why they come back to you. So make sure that you always have your integrity intact. Another thing is friendly service. One thing I absolutely hate about some South African retailers is that they treat you as if they are doing you a favor. Not only the retailers, some of the restaurants as well. When you go in there, they have an attitude like, really, what did I do to you? I just came here now, and I understand it's a high demand industry that you might be tired, you have to stand on your feet all day. But be cognizant of your customers, you know. It could be a new customer, it could be a faithful customer, it could be someone with a genuine problem that you could make some good money off. One of the things that I was guilty of that I had to step up on was consistent communication with my clients. If there's a problem of some kind on the service, if it's a delay, if you couldn't get to it, don't keep your clients guessing and WhatsApping and calling like crazy. Like a woman, they will make up stories in their mind of things if you do not tell them what the actual story is. So I had to learn to be open and honest and transparent and to negotiate with my clients. If I felt that unrealistic deadline was set or I've fallen sick or something has happened, life happens at the end of the day. But make sure that you communicate with your client. It shows that you have respect for them, and they will in turn provide the respect to you because they understand and that you are communicating to them. Remember special things about your clients. If you know that it's their birthday coming up or wedding anniversary and you are friends with them on Facebook, on WhatsApp, just send them a little gift or a little special message for that. Also make sure that you provide a good service because then you'll get good recommendations. I opened my business in March 2017 full time, and I can tell you I didn't have to do a lot of advertising. I told you my Facebook page I only opened at the end of last year because my credibility as an accountant and a tax practitioner was built on client recommendations. Last but not least, one of the areas for business sustainability that I want to speak to you about is about staying on top of your game. Now we've had a lot of time to be able to sit and to be able to learn new things. I can tell you what I learned at university, even up to my honors degree, is very little compared to the real world that we live in now. You need to be relevant, you need to be on top of your game for the industry that you've decided to be in, because that will also allow you to provide a premium on your service, because now people know, hey, Cheryl-Lynn is the MPO specialist, so if I've got a specific problem I can go to her. Cheryl-Lynn is the small business consultant, she knows her tax areas, so they need to know who you are, what you stand for, and what value you can bring to the table. And you can only do that if you stay on top of the game, if you are making sure that you are reading, that you are affiliated to some sort of professional body. I'm affiliated to my tax body, I'm affiliated to my accounting body, and over and above that I've got a number of other subscriptions and newsletters that I intentionally read, especially in the area of small business development, to be able to find out what is cooking, what is happening. With the pandemic, I created even a WhatsApp group to be able to share information as much as I can. It's me building credibility also as a business, then people will always come back to me after that. Utilize Google as much as you can. Utilize YouTube. I spend at least half an hour to an hour a day just looking at videos on YouTube, looking at Pinterest, looking at interesting articles that relate back to either my profession or that relate back to the clients that I serve. Also listen to your clients for new ideas. We don't listen enough. We assume that what is on our price list is all that we can offer, but you could have an extra set of skill sets that could help your client. I'll give you an example. Clients of mine was complaining about a web developer that wasn't doing what they were supposed to, and I helped them to get a 5-page website up, and I was the accountant. But I could help him because I listened to his problem and I was able to solve it, and he paid me, he happily paid me for it to be able to solve it for him. Also, enhance partnerships that you have. Those partnerships will help you. You are able to share resources. I've partnered with another accounting practice and it has helped me. You would think, oh, competition, joining competition. Not actually. It actually empowered us to be able to get bigger contracts because we could work together. So find those people that you can share knowledge with. Go to networking events or attend webinars online. Get familiar with experts in the industry, and then you'll be able to, from there, enhance your own skills, your own knowledge to better serve your clients. And you could even add extra services. When I went to conferences, when I attended webinars, I was able to step up my game because I learned all these things. And then people would ask, Cheryl-Lynn, how do you know these things? I read, I follow up by newsletters, I follow Instagram business pages, that kind of thing, just to be able to keep myself on top of the game. Manage your cash flow also very effectively as an organization or a business that's trying to sustain their business. Where you see there might be delays or these challenges that's coming up, make sure that you've got an interim plan in place for that, for at least 3 to 6 months ahead as you build your business. I hope that you've gotten some gem from the business sustainability course. Just a few topics that I shared with you today. Do not despair. I don't believe that our dark times is going to last for long, but I do believe one of the things that you really need to work on as a business, make sure you have strong online presence and consistency. The reason why I know these things is because I read, I keep updated all the time. I might not pick up your traditional newspaper, but you know what? I make sure that I'm reading headlines and things online to be able to keep updated. So of all the little gems that I've been sharing with you, please, the one thing that is absolutely essential is to build an online presence for your business. And you've got the time now. Sort out your administration, get your house in order, because people are scrambling. Oh, I'm not registered for UIF. Oh, I'm not registered for workers comp. I can't do this now. So now you can't access the funds that are available to you. As I've said before, it is better to be prepared and have an opportunity missed than have an opportunity that comes by and not be prepared. You have started your business, you've got a vision, you've got a legacy you want to build. Continue to build on that and build a strong online and consistent present. Have people help you. If it's a weakness of yours, have people help you in that area. Thank you so much, and I hope to keep in touch.